Hey, Jacob. If you haven't read the title, I'm about to make some egusi, which is an African dish that originally came from Nigeria. It's more of a Nigeria culture type dish. These. So what I have, let's move that out the way. What I have is called a yaka root. This is called a yaka root, and this is how fufu looks. This is how fufu looks before it becomes fufu. Now, if you don't know what fufu is a big ass ball that don't taste like nothing. It really actually it does have a taste to it, but it's more like unseasoned mashed potatoes. It's a big ass ball, and it tastes like unseasoned mashed potatoes. But this is the form of fufu before it becomes fufu. Now I know it's a real term and it's a real name, but please do not disrespect the African community because this is their culture. But this is so hard to cut, you know. So you gotta be extremely careful when you're cutting yakaru like that. I gotta cut all this and this. I did everything else though. I cut up the habanero. I cut up the bell pepper, onion, and tomato. Spinach is right here. Bag of spinach. And I also cut up my bell peppers that I'm gonna be using. Oh my god. I can't see how they do this shit. Cutting up the yucca root by itself is hard. Like that's a real workout. That right there is an extreme workout. But guess who popped up in my TikTok live last night though? Guess who popped up in my I went live late last night on TikTok. Guess who popped up in my live stream? Now I don't know if it's the real account because I didn't get a chance to go back and check. But CJ So Cool popped up in my live stream last night. His account says CJ So Cool 29, but it was another account somebody had with CJ name on it. But I forgot which one was the real CJ. That because I went live at like 1 o'clock in the morning. It was like late. But I wound up getting like 200 and some views. But yeah, CJ So Cool popped up in my live stream. I screenshotted the stuff, so hopefully his name pops up in my live stream. In a screenshot. But it was 2 different accounts, so I literally forgot which one was the real account. But yeah, he popped up. He didn't say nothing, but his name and his profile popped up. But that was the first time. That was the very, very first time ever he ever popped up in my TikTok live. Because usually when I go live on TikTok, I will never see him. But he popped up a couple of times last night and the night before. So he popped up twice. You went to sleep 2 o'clock in the morning. I ain't go to sleep. I ain't go to sleep till like 5. I ain't go to sleep till like around 5 o'clock in the morning. Because I was on TikTok live talking about the Carmelo Anthony story. And as I was scrolling, I was really scrolling on TikTok, finding videos to watch, and then somebody was talking about Carmelo Anthony's story and trying to find out Carmelo actually off somebody at a football thing. I don't know what it was, some kind of track meet. But yeah, there was some kind of track meet, and things got heated. He was attacked. Carmelo was attacked, and when you get attacked by a bunch of people, the first thing you do is grab something to hit him with. So that's what Camilla did. He grabbed something and hit the boy with, but the boy wound up getting unalived. So now Carmelo has a murder case. And people are mad because a rapper, I forgot who it was, had bailed him out and his bail was set at 200K. And the rapper paid for the whole bail. But people not telling the full story on what happened to Carmelo. They're more worried about a little white boy than Carmelo. I have an idea on a birthday cake I want to make for my birthday on Wednesday. Okay. I hope you have fun on your birthday as well. But the story on Carmelo, like, it was a different. What's up, Hassan? What's up? I'm trying to see. But yeah, the story behind Carmelo got attacked by somebody at a game, and he was there. I think he was there like to support somebody, and things got heated. He was inside of a tent doing something, and I don't know exactly how the fight started, but there was a fight, and the fight ended at somebody getting unalived. But now Carmelo is walking around free. The community is mad as hell. Like, they pissed the fuck off that Carmelo got out of jail. So, with that being said, but another story I heard was the fact that it was a couple of boys that came in the tent where Camilla was. They came in there and they antagonized him. They was bothering him. And then when that happened, I guess he was asked to leave. But it's a bunch of different stories. Like, it's a bunch of different stories on it. I want to do a yellow cake with white frosting and put chocolate ganache on it. Hey, do you? Okay, that's your birthday. Do you? Cause you're not gonna sit up here and stress me the fuck out like last time. This boy over here was telling me what he wanted for his birthday before I got banned, and he kept switching up. Jacob kept switching up ideas on what type of cake he want for his birthday. I keep giving him ideas, and he keeps switching them. So I'm like, shit, fuck it. I should have ate a snack before I went live. Now I'm hungry. I really didn't eat nothing at all today. First off, I wanted to do a chocolate cake, but you say it's too much. Cause the way you over here describing it was the way you were describing it. Cause you wanted to do a chocolate cake, but you want the middle to be chocolate, and then have chocolate, like a chocolate drizzle and chocolate chocolate shavings. And I'm like, that I don't know. To me, that was a little bit too much chocolate. I ain't saying not to do it. I just say it was too much chocolate. That's your ass going to the hospital, not me. I ain't the one that got to pay for your medical bills. Cause you decide you want to be a fucking diabetic and eat all that cookies and chocolate and shit. Oh shit. All right, I'm done. Okay. So now, where's my blender? My little blender cup. Where's that at? Oh, it's right here. Right here in front of my face. Okay. So I got some cantaloupe seeds in here. Um, I did not buy the actual egusi powder because I was gonna try to make it myself. And I seen a recipe on how to make egusi powder. And I'm trying to get in the habit of making stuff from scratch. So I went and got some cantaloupe because the recipe says melon seeds. And the store I went to did not have melon seeds. So I bought a cantaloupe, right? I bought a cantaloupe, chopped it up, took the seeds out, and this is what came out of that cantaloupe. And I also went and bought some pumpkin seeds. Bought some pumpkin seeds, let it sit. So I got this. These are pumpkin seeds. It already came salted. So I just had to let it sit in some water and dry it out some. So I did just that. So we're gonna go ahead, pour that in here. Okay. Again, these are pumpkin seeds. The recipe says that you can use pumpkin seeds, melon seeds, sunflower seeds, another cup. So yeah. It because I already had the cantaloupe seeds, I did not want to throw that away. So I wanted to put that in good use. We're gonna go ahead and add some water to help it get smooth. Well, not help it get smooth, but help it blend. You know what I'm saying? Help it blend out. Just a little water. be home. I don't have paper towels, so I got tissue. Don't be like me. Make sure you got paper towels, y'all. Do not be like me. Make sure you got paper towels. Tissue is all I got. I don't got no more coins to go out and get some more paper towels, so I'm going to use tissue. Don't be like me. If you got the money to go get some paper towels, go ahead and do them. But I'm just using this so I could drain out the water because we don't want a wet egusi powder. Ah, shit. Better not fall. In a real commercial kitchen, you're really not supposed to use tissue because it comes off. But I'm just using it so it'll dry. And this is a pretty good brand. It doesn't flake off like the cheap tissue. Okay. Pumpkin seeds are not bad. It really reminds me of sunflower seeds. It reminds me of sunflower seeds. I found this. Yeah, I was outside going to the store. I decided to go ahead and walk down to the store because it's really not that far. But as I was walking to the store, I was on the phone with my friend, and I saw this beautiful couch. Beautiful couch. It was 1,600. But I'm like, yeah, it's worth it though. It was so pretty. It's like it was soft. It had a suede feeling to it, but it was like extremely soft. The type of couch that you really don't want nobody on like that. Okay. So I got my pumpkin seeds and my cantaloupe seeds, and we gotta blend that to make that egusi powder. Can y'all see? What is this? Good. Thank come here and do a water check real quick? Yeah, because nobody came by and did a water check all week. Thank you. I was just outside earlier too. Yeah. Yeah, it was walking distance, so it's not that far. I went to a Devon Market. Yeah. One of my DSPs gave me an Easter card with some candy in it. That make you smile on Easter Day and warm your heart all spring. Aw. Somebody gave me an Easter card. Put a little candy in it. Yeah, I'm gonna eat that shit. It's a snack. But like people on TikTok, they were just over there dogging the shit out of Camilo. What are you mad for? I'm trying to see why y'all mad. Anybody gotta tell that boy? Ain't nobody got like that little boy sit in jail like that on an unfair trial. Hell yeah. You got a whole community. That's not enough water. Hold on. It's really supposed to be like dry. Let's see. Let's try now. Almost there. blend it a little bit more, then we're done. Almost done. Alright. Now it's done. That is the egusi part of the meal. I should have bought me a muffin. I should have bought me like a banana and nut muffin while I'm out. While I was out today. Wash this little bowl out real quick. Now I did see a video where somebody added egg. So, hold on, y'all. My DSP is here doing water checks. So I'm gonna have to put y'all pause real quick and then I'm gonna come back. But before that, y'all can see a black screen. So I'll be back in like 5-10 minutes. I'm back. Sorry about that, y'all. Sorry about that, but I'm back. So now we gotta blend this, which is the fufu. God damn, why is it always harder to open something when it's wet? My DSP was my DSP was talking to me about some kind of slime place they found. The place that she was talking about was mostly like for kids rather than adults. So that's why I be trying to tell them, like, anytime y'all playing something, I be telling my DSPs that anytime this company playing something, right, it's always a kid like event. Like last time I went on an adventure with them, we went to the ice cream shop, the ice cream factory, and that was mostly for kids, not adults. And they did it again. They found something, and the spot they found was mostly for kids, not adults. Especially when adults with disabilities and adults that got walkers and wheelchairs. I don't care. Fuck, bitch, close. Damn, why you gotta be so fucking difficult? Shit. Now, last time I made fufu, I did not blend it all the way, and that's why it came out very lumpy. Like it came out super lumpy, not lumpy, but it came out gritty. It came out gritty. So hopefully this time it does not come out gritty. It's still chunky. Let me see. Oh yeah, you need a lot of water. The goal is to get this to make it like a smoothie. You know what I'm saying? You want to smooth like a smoothie. Boss Lady just went live? Okay. My nose is itching. That means I'm getting some moolah. I just shake it up so. Okay. It's looking much better, much better. Still a bit gritty, just a little bit. Let's see. Yep, just a little bit. Let's check on it. Better. Oh my god, it's so much better. That's smooth. That's what you call smooth. Okay, so now, put that right there. We're gonna heat up our pan. Heat the pan up. Let's clean up some. So for the protein part, I'm using both lamb meat and beef stew. lamb meat and beef stew. All right. So our egusi powder is made, and our fufu, our first stage of the fufu is made. So I'm gonna take one piece of peas here. I'm just gonna take my loaf pan so I can wash out my meat. But I got lamb meat. This is lamb. Lamb is really good, especially for vitamin D. And I got a pack of beef stew meat. I'm gonna finish using up. We just gotta give these a quick little wash. Alright, that is done. I don't want to spend too much time washing the meat. So I'll cook a quick little 1-2-1-2. Now, some of the beef stew meat needs to be chopped up, so let's go ahead and do that. This serving of meat that I got is making a lot. It's making a lot of cutlets. I got hair. There's hair on the floor. I had to throw that one in the garbage. That's good. Alright, that's about good. Now all my meat is chopped up. Been washed and chopped. What I'm going to do now is take some meat tenderizer. Gotta hit it with the meat tenderizer. Tenderize the meat. So again, I'm using both goat meat and beef stew meat. I'm gonna Hit it with some black pepper. Use whatever seasonings that fits you. I'm going to use a little bit of hickory brown sugar from Kinder's. And I got some Jamaican jerk seasoning. Use some of that. And I don't have beef bouillon, but I do got chicken bouillon. So I'm just going to use like a teaspoon of the chicken bouillon. So not that much, but this, probably not even that much. And lastly, I'm going to use some turmeric. Now, turmeric is going to change the color of the food. It's going to change the color of the food. It doesn't really have much flavor. So my pot is over here all nice and hot. And I'm going to let this sit out for a minute. Okay. Tell her, say hey. But I'm going to try to get some of this moisture out of my egusi. It's the egusi part, but it's a lot of moisture out of here, so I'm going to try to cook that down some. So what I'm going to do is use a little bit of my olive oil to cook some of that moisture out and make sure it doesn't stick. Now I'm going to have to sit down. I've been on my feet all day. I'm going to sit down and cook because people would get mad that I be sitting down and cook. I told y'all I got back problems and I'm old as fuck. So, yeah. I'm old as fuck. Get over it. I just want some of the moisture out of here. So that's why I'm cooking it first. It's been like an hour. What percentage my phone is on? 32. I'm doing good for 32. 32%. Okay, what's another story I could talk about tonight? We talked about the Camilo Anthony story. Oh, I haven't talked about the basketball player who tried to pay their child support. Oh damn, I know crazy as a motherfucker. I know crazy as fuck. So it was an NBA basketball player, and he wound up getting a female pregnant, right? He wound up getting a female pregnant, but the thing is, she wanted to keep the baby, and he didn't. So he gave her some money to get an abortion. You know what she did? She took that money and went shopping and kept the baby. So even though the NBA player told her that he did not want anything, he did not want anything to do with the baby. That's why I gave you the money to abort it. At the end of the day, when you know you don't want kids, wear a fucking condom. Okay? When you know for a fact you do not want kids, wear a motherfucking condom. Or get a vasectomy. Wear a condom or get a vasectomy. But both of them was wrong at the end of the day. Both of them was wrong. They both wanted to fuck, but at the nobody was wearing no type of protection and stuff like that. So a baby wanna get involved, but guess what? Them two not suffering. That child is the one that's suffering. The child is the one that's suffering at the end of the day. He's being again cheated out of a father. He gotta have to grow up watching his father on TV, knowing that he don't want nothing to do with him, and that's crazy. It really is embarrassing at the end of the day. It is embarrassing, and it's embarrassing on both parts. The mother just trapped the man for the money. She didn't really care about the baby either. She trapped him to get some money, and the guy didn't want nothing to do with the child, which is crazy. But the girl should have been on birth control, and the guy should have had some type of vasectomy. So at the end of the day, yeah, both of them was wrong. There was really no W on neither end, the mother, the father, or the child. Nobody caught a W in this case. Nobody caught a W. But it's sad that it's really sad you got people like that in the world, and people really out here acting crazy, acting stupid. They think they could get a rich nigga, fuck that rich nigga, get a baby out of him. I think they could get a bag and call child support a bag. And whole time they don't really give a fuck about them kids. And no, I'm not talking about CJ. I'm not talking about CJ. I'm talking about the NBA player who tried to pay 18 years worth of child support. So the fact that he tried to pay 18 years of child support and feel like that was more than enough not to be in that child's life. That's weird. Like, you're a whole weirdo. I will not want nothing to do with that NBA player. That shit is on weirdo, on some weird shit. But that's just my opinion. Uh, Not much being happening on TikTok. Everybody talking about the House of Pain episodes with Laura, the new girl coming in. People feel like Laura is jealous and this, that, the third. Um, I have not really seen a lot of the episodes. I saw a couple of the episodes, but not a whole lot. But I did see like some of the full episodes when Laura came into the picture. And my thing is this: Laura really didn't have no jealousy type feeling. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really get the jealousy feeling out of her. However, she did feel some kind of way when Miranda was steady coming around. Now, Miranda has a tendency to do that with every woman Calvin gets. Okay, and not only that, Miranda also have a jealous spirit on her because Calvin did not start bossing up until after they got divorced. So once they got divorced, that's when Calvin started to make money. And Calvin spoke on how he felt guilty, he felt like he failed and stuff like that. It was so many times where Calvin took responsibility, but when Laura came in, it's like he barely takes responsibility when it comes to Laura and her feelings. So people on TikTok is arguing about Laura and how she lied on Miss Ella. Now, after seeing the clip, when people was talking about Laura lied on Miss Ella. She said that Laura said that Miss Ella kicked her out of the family, which wasn't true. You know, it wasn't true. But I wasn't arguing about that part. I was also in the comments arguing about the part when people said that Miss Ella told her to get her nail tail out of her house. Okay, nobody's talking about that part, but everybody's talking about how Laura said that Miss Ella kicked her out of the family, and there's nowhere on Miss Ella's agenda to do something like that. Out of the whole 13 seasons, you never once heard Miss Ella saying, "Oh, you're not part of this family," and this, that, third. You know what I'm saying? You can really get out and get out now. But Miss Ella never kicked nobody out of the family. She would actually give you a chance to remove yourself before she do something. But she did. Lori did lie and said that Miss Ella kicked her out of the family, which it was not true. However, Calvin lied and said Miss Ella told Laura to get your narrow ass out of her house, when that part was not true. Laura actually went back and told Calvin the exact words what Miss Ella said when she told her to get her narrow tail out of the house. Now she said that one correct, but the part when she said that Miss Ella kicked her out of the family, that's not true. Yeah, that was not true. All right, this is about good. I just want to get some of that moisture out of the egusi. Now, egusi is normally white, but again, I use the seeds from the cantaloupe, so it made it turn green. Okay, so the next thing, we need to cook the meat. So we're gonna go ahead and cook the meat because they said we need boiled meat. So we'll go ahead and cook all this down. Add some olive oil. Oh, I wound up finding this version of palm oil. I wound up finding this version of palm oil. So I'm gonna use this tonight. Damn, it's so thick. Again, this is the palm oil. I'm using a recipe called for palm oil. So this is the one I found. It was cheap on my budget. It was mad cheap. Alright, we'll go ahead and put this back in the sink. We don't need that. Alright, y'all, so I'm gonna go ahead and end the live. Thank you for watching. This gonna take a while. This dinner's gonna take a while. It's already been like an hour and 15 minutes, and I'm tired. So this is what we got so far. The meat is going. Again, like this is the palm oil that I'm gonna be using. This is more on the thicker side, and we're gonna be using the spinach, egusi powder. I'll be back. I'm going. And then this is the orange bell pepper, purple onion, the habanero pepper, and tomatoes over there. We're gonna sear this first and then let it boil. But I'll get back to y'all in a little bit. I gotta let my phone charge up some. So I'll get back to y'all in a little bit. But y'all, make sure you like, comment, subscribe.